you are going through an important point in your healing. And during this time, I want you to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some credit for how far that you've come. Because when you're going through this healing, destruction has to happen before the breakthrough. Think of it as a building that has a lot of cracks and instability. And instead of doing the old way of just trying to patch up the holes, patch up the cracks, you're doing the things that are no longer serving you. You're now taking the step to just break down the building, break down those walls, and restructure a stronger foundation. And this takes time, and I want you to be encouraged and just to give yourself some grace, because when that breakdown happens, that's that crossroads. That's that crossroads where you're at the crossroad of getting to your breakthrough or resorting to the past way of doing things. And you have to decide what you want to do, because going down the path of your inner healing, that is a path of the unknown, because you don't know what the divine needs to reveal to you that you need to heal from. You may have an idea in your mind of things that you need to heal from, but the divine knows you better. And going down that path of inner work and inner healing, that path is going to lead you to awareness. And that's the awareness of yourself. And that's so important. The awareness of yourself, the awareness of the thoughts that you have, the awareness of the limiting beliefs that you have. And with that awareness comes grace and opportunity, because the awareness is that key point that's going to move you forward. Because the awareness isn't there to pass judgment on you or to make you feel some kind of way. It's there to just reveal what needs to heal. And that's why I said make sure you give yourself some grace, because as you start to become aware of things in your mind, you start to realize those thoughts aren't your thoughts. And I know that might sound weird, but you get to the point where you realize, like, these thoughts that are coming in your head don't need to dictate how your life is going to be, and I had to learn that, like, during the time when I was dealing with my depression and anxiety, it would be times where I would, like, wake up sad, not even know why I'm sad. I would be like, I just woke up, why do I feel like I want to cry? Or I'll be on the other spectrum of, I will wake up and just be irritated and not know, like, why am I irritated? Like, why is it like I'm just ready for somebody to say the wrong thing? Like, it don't even make sense. I just woke up, and that's where I realized I had to get to that awareness of what my triggers were. I had to get to the awareness of what my beliefs, my limiting beliefs, what things triggered my anxiety, what things triggered my fear. And once I became aware of it, I had to realize that these thoughts are not my thoughts. Like, I don't need to have a conversation with them. I don't need to dialogue with them. I could just witness that they're there and continue to move forward. And that's something that I had to learn with the awareness is, in order for me to quiet my mind, I had to listen to it, but listen to it with grace, listen to it with acceptance, but still continue to move forward with the plans that God gave me. It's like, instead of when I wake up and I'm like, why am I sad? Like, instead of just having this full-on dialogue of, why am I sad? What could have happened? What did I miss? Something like that. And then I just kept getting a spiral and it didn't do anything for me. I just will be like, okay, I woke up sad today. I'm acknowledging that for some reason I have sadness, and I'm accepting this. But I'm going to keep moving forward and doing what I need to do. And eventually, it was like that sadness went away. I don't say this is like no overnight success, but it was kind of like eventually it was like it subsided. It like just disappeared, and it was like that was no longer in my mind of, I just woke up sad today. It's like I no longer had that feeling. And what I really believe, it was just because I allowed myself and accepted myself to acknowledge the feelings that I was having. But what I did was I didn't allow the feelings to dictate how I was living my life. I didn't allow that to dictate what I did or didn't do, you know. And that was the key for me with this inner work, was the awareness of the mind. You know, that book Battlefield of the Mind is so true. That battlefield can shut you down, you know, and doing that inner work is you preventing that battlefield from shutting you down. You destroying those old way of thinking, you destroying those old way of doing things, and opening your mind to the possibilities of something new. But in order for new things to come in, you have to be willing and to release that old stuff, because the brain is already packed up. So you're trying to add on new positive things in on top of stuff that's old. You got to get rid of the root, the foundation. That's why I said destruction happens before the breakthrough. And when you at that point of that destruction, that is that turning point of when your breakthrough is about to happen. That's that turning point of just releasing those old way of thinking, those anxieties into God's hands, and just saying, you know what, I'm releasing this. I'm releasing this sadness. I'm releasing this worry. I'm releasing this frustration to you. And I'm going to continue to move forward. And then I'm going to continue to move forward. Even though there's a path, there's an unknown path, I have faith that as I walk forward, the path will reveal itself. And those are the things you have to do. When you're going down that path of inner work, when you're going down that path of following God's plan, it is an unknown path. But know that God's going to reveal to you in time what needs to be revealed at the right time. You just have to continue to move forward. So each step you move forward, something new will reveal itself to you. And that's beautiful, and that's great. And like I said, just give yourself some grace with this, because this inner work isn't like just anything. It is so important, because this is you strengthening that spiritual foundation. This is you strengthening that mental foundation. This is you strengthening your health. This is you strengthening your wealth. Doing this inner work affects so many different aspects of your life, that this is so important. So that's why you have to give yourself grace and just take it one day at a time. You know, if you have a bad day, it's okay. Don't allow that bad day to dictate the progress that you've made. Don't allow it to, not necessarily dictate, I don't mean dictate, but don't allow it to remove all the progress that you've made. Because this path isn't an easy path, and not everybody's going to take that path. But the fact that you decided to do the inner work, you decided to do something for yourself in order to make a better life for yourself, for your family, to make an impact in this world, the path is going to reveal itself to you. There's going to be ups and downs, but that's the process. That's the process of strengthening. You know, when you lifting weights, you're going to eventually have to increase the weight, because then after a while, nothing's going to happen. So each path is going to require a new level of strength that's going to need to be developed within you. And it's going to get developed as long as you continue to move forward. And that's truly, I'm so grateful for this, because like having moments where I'm waking up and I'm not feeling like sad, or I'm not feeling angry, like it has like literally changed my life, you know, to where it's like I'm seeing opportunities that I didn't see before, because I was so clouded in the feeling, in the emotion that I couldn't understand. You know, I tried to resist it instead of just allowing the emotion to happen, accept that it's there, but just continue to move forward and have gratitude for what I have been given. So thank you for watching this video. If it gave you a smile, I gave you an aha moment, hit that like button. Also, just write in a comment, I give myself grace. And just know that you're on the right path. You're doing with the hard work. And grace is so important for you to give to yourself, because it's so easy for us to give others grace, but then it's hard for us to give ourselves grace. But that is so important. Just say, I am giving myself grace on this journey, and be open your mind and your heart to what God is about to reveal to you. Because the destruction has to happen, but the breakthrough is so much more worth it. It's so much better. You know, it's so much better just to be able to not be affected like you used to be, in itself is a reward. So continue on this journey with grace and show yourself some love. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.